Azerbaijan today stands at crossroads of East and West, emerging not just as a regional player but as a country that increasingly dictates its own terms on the international stage. From the Caspian shores to global diplomatic halls, Baku is making its mark as a nation of ambition, strategy, and growing influence. On August 8, 2025, Washington, D.C. hosted a historical trilateral summit between Azerbaijan President İlhamAliyev, US President Donald J. Trump, and Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. The meeting produced a joint declaration that set the foundation for lasting peace and reshaping connectivity across the South Caucasus. Among its highlights was the agreement to phase out OSCE Minsk Group, a symbolic end to decades of external mediation at the launch of the so-called Trump Road for International Peace and Prosperity, a transit corridor linking Azerbaijan with its exclave Nakhchivan through Armenian territory under US development rights. For Azerbaijan, this was more than diplomacy. It was a demonstration of its ability to define the regional agenda, expand its influence, and dictate the rules of engagement in its neighborhood. Only weeks later, on August 31, 2025, President Aliyev arrived in China for working visit and held talks with President Xi Jinping in Tianjin. The two leaders announced the establishment of comprehensive strategic partnership, elevating relations to their highest point in 33 years of diplomatic ties. Xi Jinping described Aliyev as a dear friend, praising Azerbaijan's consistent support for China on sensitive issues such as Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Xinjiang. The talks focused on cooperation within the Belt and Road Initiative, development of the Trans-Caspian Corridor, energy infrastructure, renewable energy, and cutting-edge fields like digital economy and artificial intelligence. With the recent free regime boosting people-to-people ties, Azerbaijan and China now see each other not just as partners but as strategic allies in shaping Eurasian connectivity. What makes Azerbaijan unique is its ability to balance building peace frameworks with Washington, forging strategic partnerships with Beijing, and simultaneously strengthening ties with the European Union, Turkey, and regional neighbors. At a time of global uncertainty and shifting power balances, Baku is positioning itself as a reliable energy supplier to Europe, a transit hub between Asia and Europe, and mediator capable of influencing outcomes in South Caucasus and beyond. Energy remains Azerbaijan's strongest card. Its oil and gas exports continue to power European economies, while new investments in green energy, hydrogen, and solar projects show a country preparing for the energy transition of the future. The middle corridor, which runs through Azerbaijan, is increasingly vital for trade between China and Europe, offering a secure and fast alternative that bypasses Russia. This gives Azerbaijan not just economic weight but also political leverage in global trade. Taken together, this high-profile visit to Washington and Beijing illustrates a clear message: Azerbaijan is no longer a passive actor. It's a country capable of navigating between superpowers while extending maximum benefits for its own people and future. Its diplomacy is pragmatic yet ambitious, rooted in national interests yet global in scope. Azerbaijan is proving that it can play on multiple global fronts simultaneously, dictating conditions in regional peace, securing energy dominance in Europe, and expanding its influence across Eurasia. This is a story of a nation not just adapting to global trends but actively shaping them.